Летим за Лиарой. Я не помню, правда, в какой она системе. Лучше сразу этот вопрос прояснить. Неисследованные планеты скопления Тау Артемиды. То есть она может быть в любой системе. Ну, ясно. Будем прокликивать
Commander, I'm picking up a
планеты.
signal from the planet's surface. It looks like an automated distress beacon.
Это оно. Эдол. Лишенный водоемов планета, атмосфера которой состоит из двойки углерода и азота. Поверхность Эдола покрыта пустынями из силикатного песка, и лишь в нескольких местах пейзаж нарушает гору вулканического происхождения, являясь укрытием от резкого наполненного пылью ветра. Орбита Эдола кишит обломками, возникшими в результате гравитационной активности газового гиганта Онтамалька. Ввиду частых падений метеоритов, изучение планеты представляет опасность. Вроде бы это оно. Так, берем с собой, наверное, Кайдена и Гаруса. Гарус надо сразу экипировать. Так, здесь у нас защита технического и биоурона. Здесь у нас защита от физурона. Но тут будет у него больше щитов. Ладно, пускай так будет. Мы ему зато прочность увеличим. Так, и снайперскую винтовку ему сразу можно помощнее выдать. С крупнокалиберным стволом. Нет, это не то. Я просто это понял, потому что все планеты, на которые мы высаживаемся по ключевым миссиям, они такие коридорные. На это, видим, какое-то другое второстепенное задание. Так, что-то мне это тоже не нравится, какая-то... Как я думал. Гребаный молотище. Они достаточно опасные твари. Ну давай, вылазь. Но все равно задевает. Капец, как это конец. Весь неделю потратил. Там на один выстрел ему. Да вы угораете. Все? Все. Жесть. Ну, 2000 кредитов почти. Сразу левелап. Позволяет мгновенно оживлять погибших членов отряда. Электроника. Штурмовые винтовки.
Alliance soldiers. Looks like they were lured here by the distress beacon.
These are Admiral Kahoku's men. We need to tell him what happened here.
Так, что я тут еще не исследовал? Так, Шардзилла. Шардзилла обладает очень плотным слоем атмосферы, состоящим из аммиака и кислорода. Климатические условия на планете умеренные, а поверхность состоит в основном из алюминия, залежи серы. По данным коммуникационных маяков, неподалеку отмечены перемещения незарегистрированных судов. Основой экосистемы Шардзилла составляют организмы, имеющие кремниевую структуру и дышащие кислородом. Плотно населенные районы, покрытые слоем силикатной пыли, которая является продуктом жизнедеятельности высших форм жизни. Высокая скорость ветра на поверхности и высокий уровень содержания силикатной пыли в некоторых районах представляют угрозу для жизни. В местах районах осуществлять пешие перемещения и проводить работу вне транспортных средств не рекомендуется. Но это не то. Мы знаем, что Ляра исследует британские руины, а здесь с ним про каких британ вообще речи нет, значит это просто очередная планета для исследования. Ну, в общем, так и оказалось, на этой планете ничего интересного не было. Там была просто кучка работорговцев, с которыми мы быстренько разобрались, а на втором этаже нашли рабочий компьютер, на котором была информация, которая говорила о том, что та самая Работорговка, которую мы разобрали, была сестрой Насани Дантиус, дипломата на цитадели. Далее шантажировал Насану, угрожая разрушить ее карьеру сообщением о своем существовании. Новость о смерти сестры вряд ли заставит Насан равнодушной. Ну ладно, вернемся в следующий раз на цитадель. Поговорим с этой Насаной. Продолжаем искать Лиару. Записи матриарха. Но в этой системе она уже навряд ли сидит. Возможно, здесь. Так, и здесь ничего. Значит, на Кносе. Террум. Вот и оно. Террум – удаленная процветающая индустриальная планета, принадлежащая Альянсу систем. Большое количество залежей металлических руд стало причиной промышленного роста на Земле. Высокое содержание в пробах следов веществ, структурную основу которых составляет кремний, свидетельствует о том, что Террум когда-то был более обитаем, чем сейчас. Вероятно, это объясняет факт наличия на поверхности большого количества протеанских руин, основная часть которых разграблена горнодобывающими корпорациями. Ну вот на планетах, которые по сюжетным миссиям
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings.
все
Really
более
strange, like off the
линейно.
damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
В эту лаву, судя по всему, заезжать не стоит. А вот и геты на своих фирменных пчелоподобных кораблях десант высаживают.
I don't think we can take that strong point head on.
Да ладно. Разберемся сейчас. Там, скорее всего, закрыто. После молотильщика вот эти все укрепления — чушь. Так, нам нужно двигаться дальше. Открыть проход. Ворота. Так, что там по инвентарю и по апгрейду? Качиваем обучение спектров до конца, пожалуй. Пойду на электронику. Гарусу снайперские винтовки. Ну и давайте тактическую броню. Так, вот и апгрейд штурмовой винтовки. Поглощение тепла, это неплохо. Дольше можно будет стрелять. Ну и больше ничего интересного для него. Для камня тоже. Так, у нас тут опять геты, танки. Ходячие их. Так, еще кто-то по нам палит. О, там здоровая уже махина лезет, колосс. С ней подольше нужно возиться. Здорово. Небольшой GTA. Тихо. Чуть лаву, блин, не свалился. Так, а вот здесь нам игра намекает, что дальше нужно пешком идти. Блин, ну та снайперка мне, конечно, больше нравилась, которая одиночными стреляла, она как помощнее была. С этим все. О, бронированный. Одни гетто, никаких следов ляра пока. Ёб твою мать. А мы-то уже не на мака, блин. Теперь это уже проблема, этот колосс. Еще и охотники эти. Надо сначала с ними разобраться, чтобы они не мешались. Там еще есть снайпер. Так, кончай прыгать, а? А куда вот ты лезешь? Плотненько, плотненько. Так, остался еще снайпер. На, ваншот. Жесть. Вот и первая смерть. Вот так вот. Колосс ваншотает простую пехоту. Блин, все заново сейчас. Блин, и Гарус и Кальн уже вырубила. Что-то эта стычка еще хуже происходит, чем в прошлый раз. А где там колосс? Ну, вроде не двигайся. Если бы сейчас еще колосс наш рашил, это вообще был кирдык. Сколько у него, интересно, хп осталось? Так, у нас, кажется, левел-ап был. Так, что еще осталось? Давайте снайперки прокачаем. Шепарду тоже пользуюсь ими часто. Угу. Поглощение. Ну, пускай будет, кстати. Лишний раз танканет.
Visited a Prothean ruin before. Aside from the Citadel, I mean.
Да сколько у вас здесь? Да, есть такое. Реально на толчок похоже. Видимо, игра так сама себя троллит. Приехали. Help me, step commander.
Are you okay? What happened to you?
Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side. I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
How'd you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth beyond the veil. I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier currents would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please.
Relax.
We'll find some way to help you.
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
Now I'm ready.
Ух ты. Мне тут зачем тут вообще укрыться-то? 4-й уровень уже начал падать. Кайдену пригодится пистолет. А, вот у него даже и вот стилет есть. Еще круче. Уровень обнаружения. Улучшение боевого сканера повышает чувствительность радар, что позволяет обнаружить противника. Неплохо. Управление горным лазером. Так. Ага. Здесь надо запомнить последовательность. Среднюю броню. Гарус теперь может использовать. А вот как раз у нас есть подходящее.
How did you get in here? I didn't think there was any way past the barrier.
У нас мощные пушки.
We blasted through with the mining laser.
Of course. Yes, that makes sense. Please, get me out of here before more Geth arrive. That button over there should shut down this containment field.
Как мешок с кое-чем, блин.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here. Come on! I still cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Наверняка.
Saren's looking for the conduit. You're a Prothean expert. He probably wants you to help him find it.
The conduit, but I don't know.
What the hell was that?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event. We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Тут все рушится. Так, подождите. Нам нужен план эвакуации. Подробный, максимально. С каждым вообще. Со схемой, с обсуждением, с голосованием.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister. Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
Ну так
Not much
неинтересно.
margin for error.
Вообще логично, да. Корабль лучше поближе держать. Лучше идет.
Surrender. Or don't. That would be more fun.
Зеленый Кроган. Тут вообще-то вокруг все рушится, если ты не заметил.
In case you didn't notice, this place is falling apart.
Блин, точно звучит.
Exhilarating, isn't it? Thanks for getting rid of those energy fields for us. Hand the doctor over.
Еще
Whatever
что
it
тебе
is you
отдать.
want, you are not getting it from me.
She'll stay with us, thanks.
Not an option. Saren wants her. and he always gets what he wants. Kill them. Spare the Asari if you can. If not, doesn't matter.
Get down!
Hostile contact!
Да хватит тут свои щиты расставлять. По старой схеме расправляемся с приспешниками, потом за главным беремся. Так, он что-то опасное задумал, как-то он решительно на меня двигается. На всякий случай я тут сразу все заюзаю. Он еще и биотик. Так, нифига, он просто двоих моментально вырубил. Все. С колоссом было сложнее. Нормандия уже здесь.
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there and your pilot is making jokes?
Ну, пару шуток он пускай уж отпустит. Ничего страшного. Он жопы наши вытащил.
Joker pulled our asses out of there. I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
Точно.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
50 лет?
How old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Всего
I
106.
hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours, but among the Asari I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
I've got my own theory on why the Protheans disappeared.
With all due respect, Commander, I have heard every theory out there. The problem is finding evidence to support them. The Protheans left remarkably little behind. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge.
Рекс такой смотрит, какого хрена вообще я тут делаю?
It is difficult to explain to someone else.
Когда воевать будем?
Specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling
Сидят,
derived
что-то
from a
умничают.
half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
Еще ему рассказывают, ему прям так интересно, наверное. Если что, без негатива, все Кроганы, которые смотрят. Ну, цикл, да, повторялся много раз, это уже понятно.
If the Protheans weren't the first, then who was?
I don't know. There is barely any evidence on the Protheans, even less on those who came before them. I cannot prove my theory, but I know I am right. The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
То есть когда-то были изобретены вот эти все технологии перелетов, ретрансляторы, цитадель. Потом раса, которая все это изобрела, получается, исчезла. Потом новые расы, которые до нужной степени эволюционировали, нашли все это дерьмо. И в свою очередь начали пользоваться этим. Потом и они исчезли и так далее. И получается, мы на пороге очередного цикла.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines. The Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
Да так, сны вижу. Это... Видение там. Крайне у меня веские доказательства.
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Idен Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions. Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Iden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
Okay, this isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Of course, you are right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
Зачем вы нам нужны тогда? Ну, действительно, максимально прошаренный ученый, который уже частично раскрыл нам, ну, расширил наш взгляд на ситуацию глобально, что вообще происходит. Зачем он нам нужен, да?
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her bionics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
Вот, правильная точка зрения.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
We can talk again after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Ну, давайте свяжемся.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Мы все-таки на них
We've
работаем.
received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her.
We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
Отключить связь. Да, это было необходимо. Иначе мы бы вместе с этим памятником бы уничтожились.
The Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
Ну, созвон нормально прошел. Так, давайте пообщаемся с командой.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
Да шо говорить?
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, sir, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
И чё, он чё, разве не с нами был в одной команде? Чушь какая-то уже.
I'm in charge here, Presley. I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Почему?
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
Посмотрим.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours. Fun.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So,
Точняк.
Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
Да, собственно, за этим приходил. Ну ладно, что тут еще у него есть?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Но скромности тебе, конечно, не занимать.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
Из какой болезни?
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
А почему Джокер?
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
Ну пусть будет так.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
I have to go.
All right, see you.
Ну корабль явно в надежных руках.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Без протокола.
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. I think you'd have liked her.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Jump Zero is a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
Alenko, there's no regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
I appreciate that, Commander. I just don't want you to think that I'm a whiner. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Ну, в общем, Аленка рассказывает про то, как он вообще стал биотиком. Потому что в случае с людьми такое возможно, насколько я знаю, после облучения нулевым элементом, тем самым, за счет которого все и происходит. Эти скачки сквозь пространство и космос, уменьшение массы объектов, благодаря которым они могут достигать огромных скоростей, но в том числе и биотика, телекинез и прочее. То есть чаще всего происходило облучение, допустим, женщины, и у нее, соответственно, рождался ребенок с такими способностями, которых тут же упаковывали и забирали вот на эту станцию, нулевой скачок, на границе Солнечной системы, где изучали их и их способности. в их ряду оказался как раз и Иден. И, судя по его рассказу, там было совсем не сладко. Плюс, естественно, возникает конспирологические теории про то, что излучение и вот эти вот все катастрофы, когда мог взорваться двигатель, который работал на нулевом элементе, что все это могло произойти специально, чтобы облучить людей и потом уже выявить реакцию их организма их детей и так далее. Потому что слишком как-то все это оперативно происходило. Изучение, моментально появлялись вот эти люди, ученые и так далее. А у Азари, насколько я знаю, это все как-то врожденно проявляется. То есть чуть ли не все Азари биотики.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission, but he has an impressive service record, over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
Ну да, уж действительно. Не хотелось бы, чтобы посредине какого-нибудь боя человек, который прикрывает мне спину, с ума сошел.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Весь коллектив, работающий в Нормандии, это, по сути, лучшие из лучших представителей человечества. Не только благодаря Шепарду таких успехов добивается. Дело не только в нем, но и в том числе в людях, которые его окружают. От пилота и вот заканчивая медиком в лазарете. Каждый этот специалист просто максимально возможного уровня.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Мы тебе сбагрим сейчас все старье. Нифига себе у меня бабок. Я когда за Лиары отлетал, у меня 2000 было. Ну тут у него, кроме оружия, ничего интересного нет. А оружие мы и так налутаем. Единственное, что, да, вот копить будем на элитный набор спектра. Лучшее это снаряжение в игре.
Commander, how are you?
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
That's tough, but you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it.
He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can, but Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
Но это не значит, что нужно прям уподобляться им.
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean you should. I don't need to stoop to Saren's level to stop him. And neither do you, Garrus.
I see what you mean, but I'll think about it. Thanks, Commander.
Психотерапия от Шепарда.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
Да.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good? He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
Ты его встречал раньше?
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought it was important.
I think I'd like to hear about it just the same.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
И чем он был занят?
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. Couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
А что за груз был?
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
Whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Lots of guards. But they were no match for us.
И что в итоге?
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Commander, you have a minute to talk?
Есть, конечно.
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex.
И ты туда же, блин.
Should they have full access to the ship?
А тебе мы должны давать полный доступ к кораблю вообще? Ты позавчера к нам присоединилась, блин.
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, I mean, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Национализмом каким-то попахивает.
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
You've got a pessimistic view of the universe, Williams.
A pessimist is what an optimist calls a realist. Look, if you're fighting a
Choof.
bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
You're lucky. I lost my family on Mindoir. Are you related to anyone I'd have heard of?
Couldn't say, Commander. I read about Mindoir. The Alliance screwed the pooch on that one. Should have had a bigger garrison. Is that why you're out here? To take the fight to the pirates?
No. The future of humanity is out here. There's so much we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I still remember my first field exercise on Titan. When we hit mud, the reality hit me. I'm the first person who ever stood here. Then my drill instructor kicked me in the ass. I went face first into the muck. He spent the next 5 minutes chewing me out for gold bricking.
Don't tell me you had Gunny Ellison. He's the only one I know who uses that word to describe shirking duty.
Oh lord, you went to the Macapog boot camp too? Yeah, Gunny Ellison's still reaming out recruits down there, kicking ass and using words like inveigle and pusillanimous.
Ну, короче, опасения ее, да, имеют место быть, но мы сейчас не в той ситуации. Нам сейчас союзники важны как никогда для нас.
All right. I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're going to have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
А как насчет меня?
Would you kiss anyone I ordered you to?
That depends, sir. If you ordered me to kiss a superior officer, that would be a violation of the regs concerning fraternization. That would make it an illegal order. I'd be required to decline and relieve you of command. Sir.
Нормально, шо? Нахера тогда клеилась, блин, до цитадели к нам?
We'll talk
Woman,
later,
блин.
Williams.
Looking forward to it, sir.
Шепард так сразу разочарован. Да хотя я, так сказать, с Эшли не планировал отношения строить. Эшли это Трис, а я за Йеннифер. Если вы понимаете, о чем я. У нас еще один вариант есть поинтереснее. Так, мы... А, блин, мы с Тали еще не поговорили, точно. И с Лиарой. А где Лиара, кстати?
Oh, hello, Shepard.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel
out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth it feels like we're not even moving, and the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard. But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them, but maybe they just wanted a different life.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually, but we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
I should go.
See you later.
Ляра должна быть где-то рядом к Айдену, пока помню. А, на лаборатории. Точно, я же Чак вас обследовала.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
Нет, просто взошел, проходил мимо.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up...
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Ну, ладно, не будем грубить.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce, This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the parents.
А как же они тогда размножались до того, как...
We would have died out long before we ever mastered space flight.
Хуйню сказал, Шепард, ты чё?
Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood. Though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face, it is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Ебать, сама делов натворила, а потом...
Maybe she wanted to meet you, but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Теперь точно со всеми поговорили. Так, осталось у нас, получается, теперь две планеты. Наверия и Ферос. На планету Ферос напали геты. Вы должны высадиться на порту Надежды Джу и узнать, зачем Сарн отправил свои силы на эту планету. А по поводу Наверии, Совет располагает данными о заинтересованности гетов в исследовательской колонии на Наверии. Совет хотел бы знать, чем она вызвана. Ну давайте сначала высадимся на Ферос. И там, конечно, угроза гетов, но здесь уже факт нападения присутствует. Выясним, что они там делают. Но это уже будет в следующей серии. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Всем пока.